You know those highway patrolmen that ride motorcycles? Those guys really know how to ride. And once upon a time, I rode a motorcycle, and I was enthusiastic, and I got that magazine, some kind of magazine about for motorcycle, and I read an article about how they train those guys so they can ride so fast and well. And the secret into training a guy, a highway patrolman, to ride a motorcycle perfectly at very high speed is they take them out on a huge parking lot and put up a bunch of pylons and make them drive around those pylons as slow as possible. And the point is to make every single turn a thing of beauty and grace. That's what we want to do here. Relaxing into a series of slow and perfect notes. Now, if for some reason this was just impossible, I could do one hand. I can make it even simpler, one hand at a time. But I find comfort in my nervous system when I play both hands. So I'm going to practice both hands. So that's building the pattern into my both hands. Now, I don't really have this down perfectly yet, but I'm hitting 95% or more of the notes correctly on the fret and correcting pretty quickly. Now let's go hog wild and try playing all three notes. If I'm making too many mistakes and not hitting right on like I want to on the fret, I'm going to slow down. Whoopsie! Putting my attention into my fingers. Checking to make sure I'm relaxed. Oops, not. Going to let it relax a little bit. Attention in the fingers. Attention on feeling the frets beneath my fingertips. Now, once I've done that, and I'm happy with it for today, and I'm getting 95%, I'll try another string. Let's try the next higher string because the pattern is the same. That's going up to F. A little out of tune. You'll bear with me, won't you? And then below it, half step an E. Oh, it's bugging me. I'm going to have to change the note. That's better. It'll do. Okay, I've got my F. There's my E. Now this is pretty easy because the up and down the fretboard part is the same. The only difference is that my left hand is closer to my left hand edge of the fretboard, and my right hand is further. Oddly enough, it feels different in the hand, and I find myself making some of the same old errors that I did on the last string. Same old errors on the last string. Same errors as the last string, just because my hands are different. Isn't that a nice song? I just made that up myself. I find myself making similar errors on the last, not reaching quite far enough with my left hand third finger. Now I got the fret. Now once I'm happy with it today and hitting 95%, playing all three notes on the string. Now I'm not really there yet, but I'm going to just try playing on the two strings. You'll notice my error rate will probably go up. I'm going to slow down. I'm doing pretty good. I'm hitting most of the frets fair. This needs more practice, but now I'm going to go faster just for fun. Once upon a time in high school, I was a rudimental snare drummer, meaning, you know, that military style. That kind of thing. And they have 13 basic rudiments and another 13 basic rudiments. There are 26 rudimental strokes in rudimental drumming. And they call it rudimental drumming because it's a style based on these rudiments. Simple patterns that combine in different ways. And the most basic exercise for practicing your rudiments, which are, it's a drum, so the essence is rhythm, is to open and close. And that means slowing and speeding up while you do it. So I'm going to try that. I'm keeping my attention in my fingertips, making sure I can feel the fret beneath the string. Now I'm speeding up. On the gig, you don't want to do this. Your bandmates will hate you. But for you learning your rudiments, it's very good. There's a slightly different nervous system state for every speed. I'm going to speed up until I have my mistake. My error rate goes up, and then I'm going to slow down. Now, if you're beginning, you're not going to be able to go this fast. What's happening is that my training from the megatar is now starting to come into my fingers, since my fingers kind of know the feel of where these strings are relative to my hand. Okay, my error rate went up. I'm hitting the strings, you're hearing the notes, but I'm not feeling the frets. 95% below my time, below my fingers. So I'm going to slow down. Ooh, that was a real slow down, wasn't it? Bummer. There's my C. There's my C. Now, without commentary, I'm going to start it, speed it up, slow it down, called opening, closing, and open. One word about practice in general, you want to play legato, and legato means I play my notes like this. Full long notes each time, not like this. That would be staccato. This is legato. Okay? Generally you want to practice legato. If you learn legato, you can play both ways. If you just learn staccato, you can only play one way. Okay? Now, I'm not really ready, but I'm going to do a little preview to see if I can go to the next lower string. This will now be the 9 holy notes that are shown in Easy Touch Style Basics. Now, the pattern on this next lower note is different. We got A, G, F, G, A. Now I would do this string. Now my left hand is having to travel further, so you'll notice that my thumb may look like it's moving, but actually it's touching in the same place. It's rotating as I have to do that to reach my notes, but my thumb is anchored. I don't have to use much muscle. It's just a reference for where my hand is, so that my body knows where my hand is. Once I can play the 3 notes, and I'm not doing very well yet, tomorrow or later today I'll do another session. Keep doing the simple things. You don't want to rush ahead too much, because if you do, you can't keep your error rate, your success rate above 95%. But the next thing from here would be to do this and the next string, and then once you got that, to try to do all 3 strings. I'll see if I can go this one the next string. F, G, A, B, C, D, C, D, A, G, F, G, B, C, Well, once I can do that, I want to do all three strings. F, G, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, F, E, D, C, B, A, G, F. And then once I can do it, I want to open and close it. Whoop, you hear that? My error rate went up. Got to slow it down. Okay. There we go. That's it for today. Now I'm going to work on this same damn thing until it feels comfortable. I can do it. And when I start to feel a little bit bored, then I'll introduce something new. For your best learning gradient, you want to be slightly challenged, but your success rate above 95%. And when you do that, it feels good internally. The next place I'll go from here will be to play on those inside the 9 holy notes that I've now learned in both hands, will be to play the major 7 chords, which are the first thing that you come to in the easy touch style basics. And so I'll play F major 7, G major 7, A major 7, B major 7, C major 7, D major 7, E major 7, and then I'll repeat F major 7 and G major 7 because they're at the top. Those notes are at the top of the 9 holy notes as well. And then, because then I'll be skipping every other note because that's the way 7th chords are built. And once I get to that, I'll still have to go back and do little bits of practice of this. You know, this just feeling the notes in warm-ups. When I get to the point where I'm always 95%, and I do that, I'll probably drop that exercise and just stay with slightly more advanced ones. The whole key to learning, and this blows some people away from ever learning, is to start where you're at. I've never played an instrument with this string arrangement. It's a different feeling for my hands. I'm having to become a beginner. That's the way to learn the fastest. More later. Thanks very much.